Why aren't Asian men considered sexy? We all know very well that Asian men face an uphill battle when it comes to dating. Asian guys are ranked at the bottom of desirability in the dating market. Why? The prevailing explanation puts the blame on the negative portrayal of Asian guys by the media and the movie industry. In the past, Hollywood portrayed Asian guys in a very derogatory and demeaning manner. And today, super Asian stars such as Jet Li never gets to kiss the girl in the movie. So the general public perceives Asian guys as not romantic and not good dating candidates.
It's interesting though, even like the masculinized roles, like the, say martial artists and so on and so forth, they're still kind of not getting any. It's like...
No, Jet Li didn't even get to kiss Aaliyah at the end of Romeo Must Die.
They had a good long handshake. And
on the surface, it seems a good explanation until you look at how Hollywood portrayed black guys, which is exactly the same in the past. Black roles in Hollywood movies were goofy and demeaning, and today, black superstars never get to kiss white girls either. Denzel Washington never kissed Julia Roberts, Samuel L. Jackson never kissed Captain Marvel, and Finn never kissed Rey. So how come black guys don't have a dating problem? Here is the cold hard facts. A study done by the University of Chicago and MIT in April of 2006 showing how females value different males. In the dating market, females hold the deciding ticket because she gets to pick which guy she'll eventually go out with. The most telling number is the ethnicity/income trade-offs. The dollar amount females require a male of a different racial group to make extra in order to have an equal opportunity as a guy from the same racial group. The most striking number is $247,000 a year.
On all the dating apps in the dating market, okay, Andy has to make $247,000 more per year than this dude right here. Right? $247,000 more per year to be equal to him on the dating markets.
The real meaning of this number is what a typical white woman requires an Asian guy to make extra to be considered by her as equal to a regular white guy. This number seems ridiculously high until you look at another number, $220,000 a year, which is very similar. It is the amount a typical black woman requires a white guy to make extra to be considered by her as equal to a regular black guy. That means both white women and black women strongly favor men of their own race. This is very reasonable and understandable as people of the same racial group are culturally and physically more compatible with each other. Nothing is wrong here. So by the same token, you would think a typical Asian lady would require a white guy or black guy to make around $200,000 extra to be considered by her as equal to a regular Asian dude, right? But oh no, a typical Asian lady requires a negative $24,000 from a white guy to be considered by her as equal to her Asian brothers. That means while black and white ladies have their own men's back, Asian ladies turn their back on their own brothers. Sorry, I don't date Asian guys. This phrase comes mostly from Asian girls, not from white or black ladies. And here is the real reason. It is the racial inferiority complex deeply ingrained in the Asian culture. It all started way back in the colonial times when European powers started invading the Asian continent. From Japan to Vietnam, Asian nations rushed to embrace European culture as superior to their own. Japan's Meiji Restoration in 1868 deprived Japanese people of the 1,000-year-old tradition of Lunar New Year celebration. Vietnam and Korea abandoned Chinese characters in favor of Western alphabet. And the Koreans and Filipinos massively converted to Christianity at the expense of their own cultural heritage. It's by those moves that most East Asian nations regard Western European cultures as superior, and with that mentality, white men as superior. But is it really so? Are white men really better than Asian men? Let's debunk this stereotype. Because the true purpose of dating is to find a potential spouse to marry, and the purpose of marriage is to have children together. What's really important here is to look for the best genetics in the potential date. The genetic quality boils down to two basic elements: health, and intelligence. We're not animals, and we don't compete with each other on body size anymore. If you want your children to be successful in life, you need to give them a healthy body and a smart brain above anything else. In an ever-diverse society, everyone is pretty much equal, and the higher social status traditionally granted to white people is fading. And even if you marry a white guy, your children will still considered as Asian and won't achieve the superior white status anyway. Racism in any shape or form is wrong, and there should not be a racial classification in the first place. But if you really have a racial preference in dating, at least take a look at which racial group is the healthiest. According to CDC, Asian Americans' life expectancy is 86.3 versus whites 78.6, a whopping 10% longer. Asians are simply much healthier than whites. And it's a well-known fact that Asian young men are better at academics, and Asian families have the lowest divorce rates. Asian men are simply better at being a dad and a husband. So Asian ladies, you should really put Asian men at the top of your dating list, not the bottom. If you think about the well-being of your future children, this is simply a no-brainer.